Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this WWE NXT recap video. It's a bit of a recap, it's a bit of a review, and what a show we just had. 1 hour on the USA Network, 1 hour on the WWE Network. So much went down, it's hard to know where to begin. I suppose the headline for me is how awful the WWE Network is. It crashed for thousands and thousands of people for around about 15 to 20 minutes. I was one of the victims. I'm going to use the word victim. I feel like a victim. I went onto Twitter. I was far from alone. A good majority of people were experiencing the same problem all around the world. And a real frustration. WWE have got to get that sorted. We've been having little issues ever since they updated the network. Just a few times where it's frozen or captions have been on screen or just lots of different random issues. This is a whole new one though where I was signed out and I could not sign back in for like 15 to 20 minutes. And it would happen tonight of all nights. But what if it happens again? And what if it happens at WrestleMania? Or what if it happens during the Royal Rumble? They have got to get this sorted. Just because you might have dodged the bullet this time, you might not be as fortunate next time. So this is something that potentially affects all of us that have got the WWE Network. So yeah, I'm concerned about that. And that for me is the headline coming out of this. Of course, going forward, NXT will be on the USA Network for 2 hours. It was only 1 hour this week because of the season finale of Suits. I believe that's going to be this week and next week. But then after that, both hours will be on the USA Network. So they still need to get the WWE Network fixed though. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? So Triple H was talking to the camera. It was all black behind him. You could hear the crowd chanting. Turns out he was live. He took us into the arena. He was backstage. He showed us the crowd. The crowd, absolutely brilliant. Full Sail crowd are absolutely awesome. So vocal. That venue is so good. They're so loud. Like, there's not as many of them as you see on Raw and SmackDown, but obviously the venue is much, much smaller. So for some reason, the sound, the volume, the enthusiasm, it just comes across a lot better than what you get on Raw and on SmackDown. So I much preferred this. It's really hard, actually, to say what was the best show this week because Raw was fantastic. SmackDown was very good. I would say NXT was the best show of the week. We got a returning star that we didn't expect to see. We got Lio Rush. We got an invasion from Imperium that has now set up a dream match, which we will get to. We saw what I think was the match of the week with Lio Rush against Oni Lorcan. And then at the very end, an all-out war. An all-out war. So, yes, so much crammed into these 2 hours. From what I saw, didn't feel like a lot of filler, but I could have missed it because mine was down for like 15 to 20 minutes, my network. But let's go through it. So Triple H has done the intro. Nice little video package showing some of the highlights of NXT from years gone by. And then we were into our first match. This was the Fatal 4-Way to decide the number one contender for the Women's Championship. This had Io Shirai against Mia Yim against Bianca Belair versus Candice LeRae. Fatal 4-Way. Candice LeRae was victorious. And it was a really good match. Very fast-paced. All women getting their spots in. Fighting on the inside, fighting on the outside. I think everyone got a little chance to shine, to show what they're about. And obviously Io doing moonsaults and everything that she's known for. And it was great. I think the only thing I didn't see was Belair using her hair. I don't remember seeing her use her hair as a whip. But obviously she does. But Candice won, and then she was approached by the champion, Shayna Baszler. We found out that match will be in a couple of weeks' time on NXT. So, Women's Championship match on the way. Next up, we got a squash match. This was Sean Maluta versus Cameron Grimes. They're really hot on Cameron Grimes. They're really into this guy. And again here, because he wins this match in like 3 seconds, Sean Maluta came running towards him. Cameron Grimes jumps up, and as he comes down, he lands on the chest, the torso of Sean Maluta. Sean Maluta goes down, 1, 2, 3. Cameron Grimes wins. There really wasn't much to this match. I think it's just a way of getting his name out there. It's just a way of getting people to know who Cameron Grimes is. So clearly they think a lot of this guy, and it did what it did. It was what it was. It was over very, very quick. Then, honestly, that brought us to the main event of the first hour. So far, at this point, we were probably like halfway through. This last match got about 20-odd, 25 minutes. And the finish was excellent. This was for the North American Championship. This saw Roderick Strong take on the champion, the Velveteen Dream. Now, this match was largely paint by numbers. Kind of a very good, fine NXT match. Fighting in the ring, fighting out the ring. The usual stuff that you'd expect from both guys. And for me, it was just pretty average. I can remember saying there was nothing that was really capturing my attention or setting the world on fire. But then it really picked up towards the end. Towards the end, things got amazing because Undisputed Era came down. They were trying to get involved. The referee got knocked down. It was carnage everywhere. Basically, Adam Cole does get involved. Costs the Velveteen Dream his title. And now Undisputed Era hold all of the gold. They've got it all. Roderick Strong is North American champ. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, they are the tag team champs. Adam Cole, baby! He is the NXT champion. All of the gold is with Undisputed Era. They just need that women's title. One of them needs to put a wig on and see if they can beat Shayna Baszler. Then they would have it all. So yeah, very, very cool. And that is how it ended, with them celebrating. That was the end of the first hour. Solid. Nothing that I think would upset people. I think there was some really good wrestling in there. Just a bit of a shame that some of the really good stuff from the second hour wasn't kind of switched and put into that first hour. But I suppose it must have just been like, they wanted to show the women, so that's why that match had to go on. They wanted to give the title match plenty of time, so the only other thing they could fit in would be a squash match. It was the only other thing that they could fit in there, so I think it was just a timing thing as to why the matches were where they were. But then we went to the WWE Network to watch the second hour. I'm not going to bang on about the issues with the WWE Network. We've done that. But it is a frustration. It did happen. It happened halfway through the show. But I do know what happened, and I will bring that stuff to you. So, this starts with Pete Dunne taking on Arturo Ruas, someone that I am not familiar with. Now, apparently this match was so-so. I think Pete Dunne won with his joint manipulation. Pete Dunne certainly the victor here. And I didn't see the match, so it's very hard for me to tell you exactly what went down. But from the reports that I've read, the match was so-so. It didn't really set the world on fire. But this Arturo guy apparently was quite impressive. He was a Brazilian jiu-jitsu artist. I did see him come out. He had like the robe on, and he had the belt and everything. So yeah, you know, I can see that there's something there, something different that they can use him for. But he was never going to get the better of Pete Dunne here, and he didn't. Moving on, we've got Aaliyah versus Xia Li. This match was meant to be a little bit throwaway as well. Xia Li getting the victory. Of course, Xia Li is the first Chinese woman to compete in WWE. Aaliyah has been around for a while and hasn't really kicked on. She's been down for like 3-4 years, I think. So not sure what they're going to do with her moving forward. She's in a tag team with Vanessa Bourne at the moment. Maybe it might be an idea if they try and challenge for the women's tag titles. Other than that, I honestly don't know. I don't, unless they're just going to job them out to the other women. But yeah, Xia Li with a comfortable victory. Then Imperium invaded. This was a big moment. Walter and Imperium coming over from NXT UK. And Kushida came out. This is what I'm talking about, this dream match. Looks like we're on a collision course between Walter and Kushida. It was at this point that my network came back, so I can tell you a little bit more detail here as Oni Lorcan took on Lio Rush. What a match this was. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Back and forth, fast-paced, single Boston crabbed moves. There was a springboard stunner off the bottom rope. Lio Rush is one of the best in-ring competitors that WWE have. He is so impressive. He just needs that opportunity, and he got it here, and he showed what he can do. He won the match. He is now the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight title. And then that took us to our main event, which was Killian Dain versus Matt Riddle, the street fight. And this did explode out into the arena and go out into the street area outside. And then they accidentally knocked into Walter, or Walter somehow got involved. So Walter involved himself, and then Pete Dunne got involved, and Imperium got involved, and it was just full-on carnage. Everyone was getting involved, and then it all exploded into the ringside area. There was about 20-odd people fighting. Matt Riddle at one point seemed to German suplex an official. Not sure if there's going to be comeback on that. But that was how the show ended, with this all-out war, this absolute brawl, and it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. So, yes, I know it goes onto the network tomorrow at the time of recording this. I think it's both hours that go on. It's a really good show. If you haven't seen it and you're thinking of checking it out, it's definitely worth your time. And overall, I would say this is like an 8.5, maybe even a 9 out of 10. Just because we got a title change, we got one of the best matches of the week, we got an invasion, we got a war, we got a superstar that's returned after being away for months in Lio Rush. One of the best matches of the week, as we said. So, yeah, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. Cannot wait for next week. If you are watching and you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe. Make sure that you join us, because we stream every Monday for Raw, every Tuesday for SmackDown, and now every Wednesday for NXT. Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.